Hello everybody and welcome to your video notes. I will be going over the grams to moles conversion and using the cross multiply method. So here the first problem says how many grams is 1.67 moles of sodium chloride. I'm going to underline the 1.67 because that's what it gives me. I'll look for grams. So for this, in order to do this problem, I need to know what the molar mass of sodium chloride is. So I'm going to look that up on my periodic table, and then I will write that right here. And here we have it. I got 58.5 grams for every 1 mole. So now that I know this, I can set up my proportion, which is 58.5 grams for every 1 mole. Unlike dimensional analysis, I'm going to set this equal to some proportion. And I'm given 1.67 moles, so that's the number I'm going to put in down here. Since this is equal, I'm going to put 1.67 moles down here, and it's of NaCl. And then I want to solve this for x. Now, there are many ways to do this. One way is to set these two equal to these two. That's definitely one way to do that. However, I do this in a little bit of a different way. Instead, I look at this like I have to multiply these two. So 1.67 times 58.5. which gives me 97.7 grams times moles. And then I'm going to take this divided by 1, which is still 97.7. But I have moles divided by moles, so that goes away, and I'm left with grams. So I'm left with 97.7 grams of NaCl. And I know that this is right because it says I have 1.67 moles of sodium chloride. Over here this says that 1 mole is 58.5. So whatever my answer is, it should be bigger than 58.5, and that's what I got. So I must have done it correctly. The second one has us go the other way. We are given 47.3 grams of sodium hydroxide. And this one we're going to solve for moles. So once again, I need to calculate the molar mass of sodium hydroxide. So I now have 40 grams for every 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. So I come back over here, and I'm going to use this as my first proportion. I'm going to set that equal to some other proportion. And they need to be equal. That's why I have my equal sign here. And this gives me 47.3 grams. So since they're equal, I'm going to say 47.3 grams goes here, because those have to match. And then I'm going to have x on the bottom this time. So once again, there's many ways to do this, but I multiply across first, so I have 47.3 grams times 1 mole. So I'm left with 47.3 grams times moles, really. And then I take that divided by 40 grams. I have grams divided by grams, so those go away. And I'm going to have moles in the end. And when I take 47.3 divided by 40, I get 1.18 moles of NaOH. And once again, I know that I did my answer correctly because the question says I have 47.3 grams of sodium hydroxide, and that's just a little bit more than 40 grams. So that tells me I should have a little bit more than 1 mole of sodium hydroxide. And I do, which tells me that I did this correctly.